What does it cost you to actually acquire a new enrollment? Now, you want to know what this number is as a whole, but more importantly, or maybe I should say just as importantly, you want to know what this number is per revenue stream, per traffic stream. And when I say traffic stream, I'm talking about a source of enrollments. Okay, so you've got a direct mail program, okay, that you're going to put postcards out to targeted neighborhoods, okay? What am I spending there? Maybe have some Facebook advertising. What am I spending there? What's my Google advertising? What am I spending there? Okay, so you're going to track it each individually. What this is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to see the channel performance, okay? Meaning which one is performing well, and make sure that you are getting the level of return that you need by channel. So there's some tracking here that must take place. Now, just because it's more expensive doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, right? Just because you're spending $2,000 a month in Facebook ads doesn't mean that the $250 a month magazine advertisement is better. It's cheaper, but it doesn't even mean that it's making you more money. And if you looked at it globally as a whole, you might make that assumption, right? That, gosh, it's costing me $60 per student that I acquire. The math works out way in favor of this magazine ad. But unless you're tracking it individually, you don't know what the magazine ad is actually returning you. And so you can't just look at it from an expense standpoint. So how do you track this? Or how do you calculate the CPA? You're going to look at ad spend. So what's actually being spent on the marketing itself, whether that's Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram. Okay, so what's the actual cost of the ad itself? Plus, what's the fulfillment, support, sales cost that's involved? Meaning, you generate leads over here. You have to have somebody over here calling those leads, reaching out to them. That's part of this equation. What's their cost? Now, you don't want to look at all of your overhead as support piece. You want to look at the support piece only as it relates to that particular marketing initiative. So don't go crazy and go, well, my building costs this, and if I don't have the building, then I can't do it. No. What is the direct influence for that particular campaign? And is there somebody specifically managing it? How many hours a week are they putting into it? What are you paying per hour? Great. Take that number and add it to your ad spend, and then divide it by your number of enrollments that particular channel generates. Let's break this down into simple math. If we're spending $1,000 a month on Facebook ads, and we are looking at this from a standpoint of, I've got $1,000 a month in Facebook ads and $500 in staff costs to manage it. So I'm in at $1,500 a month. I know that I'm getting 10 enrollments per month out of this, because you should be able to track it by channel. If you're not, send me some questions. Maybe I'll do an episode on tracking itself. But I've mentioned it before. Go back and review previous episodes. But, track it. I'm getting 10 enrollments for this $1,500 in spend. That means that each enrollment is costing me, the owner, $150. I'm spending $150 to generate an enrollment. Now, is that worth it? Well, I can't answer that number unless I know what my LTV is. Well, we already determined that my LTV is $500. So that means I'm grossing, right? You're tracking with me. I'm grossing $350 per acquisition. So now I have the ability to go, well, yeah, it's costing me $1,500, but for every enrollment that I'm getting, assuming that it's 10, for every enrollment that I'm getting of that 10, I'm making $350. Well, that's a good return on that money.